So starting the Subaru Brat build from Tamiya, and as usual with the Tamiya builds, I always separate the parts bags into my little bin container for easier use. That way I don't have to deal with these plastic bags all the time. I'll also be using parts out of the metal parts bag, the metal rod bag, and this other bag of metal parts. So keep these handy. Just set those aside. The first thing I'll do is get these parts bags into this container. I've also separated out the lube and some grease that they ask you to use. For this kit I will be using the supplied grease. Tamiya doesn't make a bad product, and I haven't actually used this anti-wear grease, but it's got a little bit of metal to it, so I'm going to go ahead and give it a try versus my heavy duty grease in this kit. Also, they have ceramic grease, which I've used before and it works pretty well. I've also pulled out the little cross wrench in case I need to use it, which I don't see in the immediate future, but I'm just going to set it aside. Love getting these little cross wrenches. I have tons of them, and great to add another one. So I'm going to go ahead and get these parts bags into the container, and then I can start with parts bag A and start building the chassis. So I've got the parts bags in my little organizer A, B, C, D, and E. I'm going to close that up and start building the kit. This is the chassis parts I know from the illustrations on the manual. So we'll go ahead and get these out, trim the parts off of the parts tree, and start assembling. I've pulled out the parts I need to start the chassis build. A couple of plastic pieces that go across, aluminum piece, a few more plastic pieces. Got all of these parts from the whole range of the kit. From just about every bag came all of these pieces, and a couple screws that came from parts bag A. I think these came from parts bag B, so a lot of separation among all the parts, but as I say, that's typical to me. So got these parts out together. I'm gonna go ahead and start assembling them as the manual instructs, and then I'll have the start of the chassis going on here. So I got the chassis parts together, and already I can tell that this black loose piece that I installed is the top of the servo mount. You can see here the 4 holes for the servo, and this moves up and down. Not easily, but it can shift up and down to accommodate the servo. This piece is static, it's locked in, so it's not going to go anywhere. So that's the servo mount. I installed this weird little nose piece, which I'm sure I'll deal with in the front suspension, and also I installed this brace underneath and what I believe is the battery tray at this point, due to the big battery pad in the location. So just 6 screws held this together, 2 down there holding this large plastic brace, and 1 holding the metal rod. And keep on moving in the kit instructions. They have you start dealing with the front arms now, so I'm going to go ahead and start assembling those and set this to the side for now, and that's that.